The world is changing very fast. We are in the midst of turbulent times. And as well, there is increasing diversity in everything that we do. We bring multiple perspectives to bear on any issue, and everyone has a particular reality that is important to have as information on these complex issues that we're facing. Social issues of poverty, of hunger, of education, of healthcare. We need to solve these problems as a society. And in Future Search, we say that if we get the right people in the room, bring the whole system in the room, so that we have the authority, the resources, the information, the expertise, and the need, people in conversation with one another, so that together we can learn about our past and understand the story that has brought us to this place, explore deeply the present so we understand the system as it is in all of its complexity, create preferred futures. What is it that we want? What do we dream? What are our aspirations? And then discover the common ground that exists. Where are we aligned? What do we want to go forward with? And then, how do we translate all of that into action? People discover that they can create action plans that are aligned with their values and their dreams, and that they want to make happen. And that release of energy means that we can move forward on some of these very complex issues.
Who are the people that find you and ask for your help? The ones who have already failed in trying to solve their problem this way, or are they the open-minded who are always looking out for new trends?
Well, it's both. It's leaders who have a need. Things haven't been working. We have to do something. It's leaders who have a set of values and a belief system. I can't do it myself. I have an extraordinary vision. I can't get it implemented. I'm afraid of losing control, but I'm willing to step in and try this and have a little courage. And when leaders have the courage to not have all the answers, and some have it deeply in them, and some are just standing there on the edge and saying, okay, I'll give it a try, I'll take this step. When they do that, they're often very surprised, not only of the alignment, of the creativity and the problem solving. So there has to be, something different has to happen, and there has to be a reason for difference, because we don't change unless we find ourselves having to. If you think about it, all social issues are solved in meetings. I mean, and we are faced with such complexity of hunger, of need for good education, of how to have healthy lives. We will have to meet in order to bring good solutions to those problems. And if the meetings are not done effectively, if people walk away cynical and frustrated, if we don't think about the shape of those meetings, then we have lost ourselves as a society. We're so focused on our differences, we turn that upside down. Let us put our energy, we don't deny the differences, put our energy into where we already want to go forward. And then responsibility for action, where each person is responsible for the commitments that they make because they've made them public. And we've been able to have experiences on numerous social and economic and technical issues around the globe. For example, in Derry, Londonderry in Northern Ireland, a city that had decades of violence in what they called the Troubles, but it was a war, with the sectarian war with the Protestants on one side and the Catholics on the other, and living in a city that over the years had become more and more economically depressed. And in 2009, made a commitment to come together to say, how do we regenerate the system? How do we build an economically viable city with hope, with collaboration, with confidence that we can be a city where people want to live and work and do their business. And they have been doing that for the past year and a half and working on all of the different areas, sectors in their society to make life better. And in the Inuit, in the Northern Arctic, Future Search enabled them to build an economic development plan. And in Sudan with the children, we created a way for the children to have some structure in a life that had been torn apart by civil war. And so schools were built for the children, and clinics were built where there had been none. An example, a brilliant example, that happened with the Federal Aviation Administration of the United States when they were facing the reality that there are more and more planes in the airspace, and if we don't do something collaboratively, they said we're going to have gridlock in the skies. And so we brought together the heads of commercial airlines, business airlines, the military, the government, the air traffic controllers, people who own small planes, and they were all struggling with this issue. How do we understand what it means to share the airspace? I mean, it's even a concept that's difficult to comprehend. And one of the CEOs of one of the airlines stood up, he looked around and he said, "You know what? We're all here. We're all here. If we don't do it, who's going to do it?" And that was the moment.
That must be great moments for you in a way.
That was the moment. If we don't do it, it's on us. So we don't run meetings where people could say, the problem is them.
Okay, so it's everybody is responsible.
When you have the whole system in the room, the responsibility is here with us now. Are we going to do something or not? That's a big responsibility. And you know what? People want to do something. So that's our experience.